Why, hello again. Tonight we're going to do dessert, and we're going to do dessert with vegetables. So you can have your vegetables and your dessert all in one. This is a taro root. It's toxic. Again, I didn't do that on purpose. I just looked it up and found it out. Don't eat it raw. I guess there's some stuff in there that'll cause it hard to breathe and, I don't know, attack your kidney or liver or something like that. And I don't know, it doesn't sound pleasant. I think there's a reason most people just eat potatoes, carrots, and lettuce. The outside of it's not as rough as that last stuff, so I think a peeler is just going to work great. Yeah, it's not bad. We're going to peel it and then cut it up into 1/2 inch cubes. But before we do that, I'm going to pour myself some wine. This time I'm going to use a glass because, you know, that was what's handy. I bought this wine because it had a free glass on top of it, and that's basically it. It's also International Wine Day or something like that, so that's why. Oh, I just spilled some. Messy. Haven't even started drinking that much. Peel. Terrible peeler. So I'm finished chopping these up, 1/2 inch cubes. Did a bit more reading on the toxicity of it. Another article or another little person's opinion on this. I guess it's mostly one of the worries of it'll give you kidney stones. But if you cook it long enough, then it shouldn't be a problem. And if you drink calcium, that will help stop the uptake of the bad stuff. Anyways, and they pointed out that people around the world eat this all the time, and last time I checked there wasn't millions of people dying because of taro root poisoning. I think that would probably show up in the news. So next thing is to put some coconut milk on it. We're going to do about 2.5 cups per pound taro root. I think I've got, it's pretty light. I don't know, I'm not very good at judging this. I'm going to say about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds, but I'm probably just going to put enough to cover it. Ooh, that is good coconut milk. You know it's good when it doesn't come out of the can. Oh yeah, that's going to be delicious. Look at how thick that is. That's quality stuff. I think I got 3 different brands here. Well, let's do a rating here. We've got a Roy D coconut milk. Next one is Haiku coconut milk. Let's see how that stuff is. That is probably just as creamy, but it just hasn't separated as much.
Next. Yeah, sweetie. Yeah, I mean.
It's pretty well covered.
Right, do you want me to stop?
Nah, I kind of want to know how it ends.
Okay, so put it on the broiler. We're going to cook it for 20 minutes. If it looks like it's getting, needs a bit more covering, I'll put some more coconut milk on it, and we'll go from there.
The smallest milk can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Radio Swing Worldwide. Remember.
So I think I'm going to add this extra can of coconut milk. Since the first ones were so thick, this recipe actually calls for coconut cream later on in the recipe, so I think this will probably just do fine. Anyways, to talk about how to choose the taro root for this recipe. They should be firm, not mushy. I think after you boil it for 20 minutes, it's going to be pretty mushy. So if you start with something that was overripe, you're probably just going to have some sort of gross gelatinous mush, which would be no good. So it's been cooking for about 20 minutes or so here. Last part is add some sugar. We're going to add My measuring cup's gone. Oh, there we go. Add 3/4 of a cup of sugar for every pound of taro root. We put in, I don't know, I figured 1.5 pounds, so maybe a little bit more, but I don't like stuff too sweet. I'm not a big fan, so I'm just leaving it at 3/4. You know, coconut milk is already, especially you saw how much fat went into that, it's already rich enough. Sprinkle it in. Give her a stir. I'm losing everything. That's right, I got backup stirry stuff. Now we're gonna do a quarter cup of palm sugar for every pound. Sorry, quarter cup of palm sugar for every pound of taro root. Yeah, that is right. So if you ever seen palm sugar before, you can buy it. It's little nuggets. This came from the Asian aisle of my local grocery store. Anyways, I've never had it before. I'm gonna try a little bit. Wow, that's like trying to cut a rock. I have to get the angle grinder up here. I don't know. Basically, tastes a lot like brown sugar in rock form. It's good tasting though. 100% palm sugar, product from Thailand. Contains 4 grams of sugar for every 4.5 grams of this stuff. Doesn't say where the other 0.5 grams is going, but anyways, quarter cup. I estimate this is 1/8 of a cup. 2 of them are a quarter of a cup. Looks pretty good to me. In that hot liquid, they should melt pretty good, but I'm going to give them a little bit of a help by cutting them up a bit. Also going to use a little bit of salt, not much, teaspoon or less. Doing the old hand measurement technique, eyeballing, good enough. I'm going to let that cook, let the sugars dissolve, and then it should be good to serve. And then we'll see how this possibly toxic concoction tastes. If I do suffer some sort of anaphylactic shock, I'm going to make sure I get it all on video. If I'm able to crawl to the record button fast enough, that way at least you can enjoy that or whatever. I left my wine over there, so I'll be right back. Well, we're almost done here. It's a real short one, but it's real simple, which is sometimes the best types of recipes. Not everybody has time to put in 4 hours for every meal during the day, but there is a lot of good short recipes that really can impress people if they don't know how little time it actually took you to make it. We'll see how this one tastes and if it is actually impressive or not. We'll go for it. Okay, just ladle this out. Let's try it out. It's a bit boring looking. You probably can't see it from here. It's just basically a big bowl of goop. You'd probably have to figure out a way to present it better if you had guests over. Otherwise, they'd probably just sort of poke at it with their spoon and not eat it. Well, let's taste it and see what I figure it'll go well with. That's really good. I quite like it. A little sweet. I don't like things over particularly sugary, so that, you know, maybe it's just my preference. I like coconut, so that's delicious. The taro root, very mild flavor. All in all, it's delicious. Probably be good with a scoop of ice cream in there or something. Maybe make it a little bit more presentable. All in all, I think it's that's a great dessert. You know, as far as desserts go, that's pretty healthy. Perhaps a little high in sugar. I mean, I put basically a cup of sugar in that whole thing, but it is a pretty good pot. So, you know, compared to some desserts, that's probably not too bad. Got coconut milk, which is good for you. Got this taro root, which I imagine is not very high in fat, probably not very high in sugar, and I've heard it has some good nutrients in it. Yeah, I think that's a pass. I'm gonna go pour myself a little bit more wine, eat this. So far my throat's not closing up. You know, I'm not breaking out any rashes, so I think this taro root's not going to kill me. I don't know, hopefully you'll try it, or, you know, maybe try something else adventurous. If you do, let me know. Have a good one.